most complex challenges. Michael was sworn in as the Deputy Director of CIA in February 2025, and he is the youngest person to ever hold the office. He served as the General Counsel of the National Security Agency. He was the Senior Director of the Intelligence Programs at the NSC, and he was the General Counsel of the House Intelligence Committee. He's also an intelligence officer in the Navy Reserve, so the mission has never just been theoretical for him. What that career adds up to is someone who understands intelligence law, intelligence policy, and intelligence operations. And now Michael sits at the table where the decisions about AI and the future of this community are actually being made. It is my pleasure and joy to welcome Deputy Director of CIA, Michael Ellis, to the stage. Please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you, Illy. Thank you for the warm words. It's great to see so many colleagues from the first Trump administration, from other chapters of life here, and it's an honor to be able to speak with this distinguished group on some of the most important issues that confront us today around artificial intelligence. Now, throughout the agency's history, CIA has shown a remarkable ability to evolve to meet the challenges of the day. From the legendary espionage of the Cold War to our paramilitary successes after 9/11 and the new era of great era power competition that confronts us today, we have always adapted our operations, shifted our resources, and realigned priorities to defend our country and uphold our values. That ability to adapt is why policymakers look to CIA to take on the hardest problems in the hardest places. And that has never been more important than it is now. The world today is more complicated, connected, and challenging than it's ever been before. We face no shortage of daunting problems. And whether those problems stem from the perennial threats abroad or criminal drug cartels closer to home, they demand our attention. All of them present unique challenges and require unique solutions. But they share one common element. They are taking place amid global technological transformation, unlike anything we have seen since the Industrial Revolution. For CIA, the implications of that change are profound, and they touch every aspect of our mission. Whether for our operations and support officers, our analysts and targeters, or many of the other professions at CIA, exploiting technology is woven into the daily mission. From our first days in office, Director Ratcliffe and I have emphasized that point many times over. Harnessing the power of technology for national security is a key priority for President Trump and his entire administration. But our future as an intelligence service, and more broadly as a nation, hinges on our ability to deploy emerging technologies both offensively and defensively. That is especially true in the realm of artificial intelligence, the topic that brings all of us here today. I'd also add that you can't mention technology and artificial intelligence without mentioning our competition with China. China and tech are really two sides of the same national security coin. And Director Ratcliffe and I have communicated to the workforce repeatedly that these are our top two priorities, but really in some senses they are one priority, not two separate ones. So at CIA, we are doing everything we can to help win the AI race and ensure American technology is the gold standard for AI, ensure that human beings are the ones making the key decisions. Down the road, CIA officers will manage teams of AI agents in a hybrid model that will allow us to vastly increase the speed and scale of intelligence work. Now, the exact tools and how they'll manifest themselves are hard to predict. The expertise in this room alone, for instance, guarantees that there will be an endless array of new, innovative, and increasingly sophisticated technology. But the bottom line is that AI will give our officers more time to practice the innovative, higher-order thinking that they are known for. And we will be very deliberate in how we integrate AI into our workflows. Human judgment and critical thinking must guide both the deployment and use of our tools. Make no mistake, tools will dominate the playing field. Countries will deploy offensive AI capabilities to exploit weaknesses in their adversaries, and they will deploy defensive capabilities to find and patch holes in their own networks. Whoever designs and capitalizes on the best AI models will wield enormous power. And having a new mission center centered around cyber intelligence, a particular adversary presents. That adversary, of course, is China. So before closing, I'd like to say a few words about China's ambitions in the realm of AI and why it's so crucial that we work with the private sector to counter them. China has stated that its goal is to surpass the U.S. as the world's dominant AI power by 2030. 5 to 10 years ago, China was nowhere near America in terms of technological innovation. That's just not true today. U.S. industry remains the best in the world, but China has closed the gap significantly. And they are doing it with a whole-of-country approach that's coordinated across both the Chinese government and Chinese industry. China can take that approach because, as a top-down society, it's not weighing factors such as individual rights or legal constraints. And being unconstrained, it's free to steal emerging technology and use it for its own purposes. Technology that is born from the skill and innovation that can only exist in a free market economy based on democratic values. Now, stolen technology and knockoffs aren't as robust or reliable as the original versions, but they have allowed China to spread misinformation enhanced by deepfake videos and audio recordings. That goal is to, of course, manipulate public opinion, sometimes on a global scale. So China views AI dominance as a way to secure a technological economic advantage, one that it wants to use to challenge America's primacy and to shape global values in the years ahead. It wants the world to operate on a Chinese-developed architecture. Like Huawei's initial dominance in 5G, China would love nothing more than for countries to rely on Chinese AI tech stacks and for American-made products to be seen as inferior. We can't let that happen. We can't let it happen because the American people and our allies deserve to live in freedom, not under the mantle of oppressive AI tactics that China would use to monitor people, organizations, and critical information. It will come as no shock to all of you when I say that we must ensure that as AI continues to advance and become integrated more and more into our daily lives, it's being used in the right way, in a way that embraces the democratic principles that define our great country, in a way that complies with relevant law and regulation governing transparency, privacy, and data protection, and in a way that advances the common good and bends the arc of history towards freedom, prosperity, and the preservation of our country's most cherished values. If we do all of this, I'm confident that the future of AI will belong to the United States and our allies. Thank you again.